Okay guys, here's a quick recording on how to use proportions to solve problems. Proportions are basically just equivalent fractions, a fancy way to say that. So some key vocab, cross products, I'll show you how to use those to solve proportions. Also we have ratio, and then proportion itself. Alright, so let's get going, why not? Let's see what we have here. First off, what is a cross product? Well, a cross product is when you have a proportion. These are equivalent fractions or equivalent ratios. We now know that they're ratios. We can cross multiply and their products should be equal. If they're equal, that means they're proportional. If they're not equal, then they're not proportional. And this is just how we can tell if two ratios are in proportion. And this is how we can solve proportions. Actually, we can use this same method. So here we go. Here's an example of how we could use cross products. So tell whether the ratios are proportional. So I would use cross products, multiply 15 times 4. 15 times 4 equals 60. And then I would do the same thing here, 6 times 10. 6 times 10 also equals 60. Since they're both the same, these are proportional. These ratios are proportional. So that's great, that's good, yay, we're all happy, yay, yay, yay. Alright, next one. So let's try to apply this a little bit. Not too serious, but try to apply it a little bit. So we have a mixture of a certain brand of tea should be 3 parts tea to 1 part sugar. So I'm going to just write that ratio, 3 parts tea to 1 part sugar. If you combine 4 tablespoons of sugar, so remember this is tea here, this is sugar here. So I now have 4 tablespoons of sugar. So I'm going to put 4 down there and 12 tablespoons of tea. I need to know if this is going to be a correct mixture, if I did this right. Alright? And you need to make sure when you do these that you put the same label on the same part. So if tea's on the numerator, it's got to be both. Sugar denominator has to be both. You can't have tea up here and tea down there on this ratio. So then I can do cross products. 1 times 12 equals 12. I could do cross products here. 3 times 4 equals 12. So yeah, I did a good job. Smiley face. I'm going to have some yummy tea. I like tea. Okay, so that's how we use cross products to make sure things are proportional. Let's give another one a try. And here we have the classic girl-boy ratio. So the ratio of boys to girls in a soccer league is 5 to 4. 5 girls, 4 boys, for every 4 boys. If there are 52 boys in the league, how many girls are there? So I need to write my ratio. I'm going to rewrite it, 5 over 4 equals, now there are 52 boys, so 52 goes down here, and I want to know what this x is. Alright, I want to know how many girls there should be if there are 52 boys. I can use cross products to do this. So I'm going to go 5 times 52, and it should equal 4 times x. It'll equal 4x. Well, we haven't done solving equations, but I'm going to give you a quick hit on it. To get rid of the 4 on this side, because it's multiplication, I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So now what I have is 5 times 52, 5 times 50 is 250, 5 times 2 is 10, 250, and 10 is 260 over 4 equals x, because those 4 cancel out there. Another way to think about it is you can cross multiply here, cross multiply times 5 times 52, and then divide the third number. Cross multiply and divide. So 260 divided by 4. 4 goes into 26. Let me think. It goes in 6 times, right? With 2 left over. So 4 goes into 25 times. So there should be, if there are 52 girls, there should be, or 52 boys, there should be, sorry, I need to erase, erase, erase. Where's my eraser? There should be, how many girls? 65 girls if there are 52 boys. Okay, that keeps it in proportion. That's how we use proportions to find an unknown. And that's it. That's all I wanted to show you. Using proportions to solve for an unknown, seeing if two ratios are proportional, and using cross products to do that. Hopefully that helps a little bit. So hopefully you know what cross products are. Hopefully now you know a ratio is just a comparison of two quantities. Basically it's a fraction, 3 to 2. And a proportion are two or more equivalent ratios. Equivalent ratios. Okay. You can move on to the next activity. Hope that helped.